Hi everybody, this is Andreas, business coach. So today I am talking to Mark Taylor, and he runs a company called Aspire Electronics Limited. So Mark, thanks for seeing me.
Hello.
Great to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
I just want to learn a bit more about your business. So
Thank you.
when did you start?
Well, I formed the company in 2002. I previously worked for another distributor of electronic components based in the UK, and I absolutely loved what I did, but I had a bit of a sort of tough time there really. And
is that your background? Were you an electronics engineer or something like that?
Absolutely, yeah. I left school way back in 1979, and you can do the maths. And I instantly went into engineering. I did an apprenticeship, the old-fashioned apprenticeship in electronics engineering. So I worked in a company. But moving on from that, I got myself into technical sales in the late 1980s. And from there, I've worked for some quite big companies, including companies like Farnell.
And you really enjoyed that?
Yeah, I've always liked the sales and the technical sales end of the electronics industry. I quickly discovered that the technical bit I wasn't really keyed up to do. But I like the technical bit and the sales part of the function. And in 2002 I was working for a company and went through a bit of a rough time. And
what happened was a rough time?
I went through what would now be regarded as bullying in the workplace.
Oh wow, okay.
And a particular person within that company was making my life quite difficult.
Oh, okay.
And at the time I had my daughter was only a few months old. And not long before that, I lost my father as well. So I've been through a tough place, and it got to a point where I resigned, and worked my notice, and instantly decided that I was going to form my own business. I remember getting out of bed the next day, and I felt completely relieved. Liberated completely. I didn't have a job.
So you decided you had enough?
I absolutely had
wanted
enough.
Out. Next morning, like, gone, pressure gone?
Absolutely. I remember getting up, putting my suit, my tie, getting my briefcase ready, and all I had was my phone. And I went into town. I did a tour of the banks, and all the banks are really helpful, and they give you information packs. And the first thing they say is go away and do a business plan.
Right.
Which I did.
Because you needed a loan,
First of all, you need a bank account. And the banks need to see that you're serious about what you're doing before they'll take you on. So the bank was very helpful. They put me in touch with an accountant. The accountant was very helpful. He put me in touch with other people. And within 2 or 3 weeks, we'd incorporated the company. And within 6 weeks, we'd become VAT registered.
So how did you get your first customers?
So I went cap in hand within a few days to all my contacts within the electronics industry. These are companies that I traditionally supplied for many years. It was very important that when you do that and you go back, that you do it in a correct manner, but also
what do you mean by the correct manner?
Well, I think in a professional way, I explained to them that I'm starting my own business from afresh. I'd like an opportunity to quote, but without putting pressure on them. And I'd like the ability to be able to prove that I can supply goods at the right price, on time, to a good level of quality. And so it's important that you back up what you say, and you do what you say. Integrity. And I'm pleased to say that the majority of those customers are still with me now in 2018.
So from 2002 then, you have grown the business.
Yes.
And so during these growing stages, were there any pains that you came across, any challenges that you thought, Jesus, how do I do that?
Yeah, going back around 8 or 9 years ago, I had a major customer that went into administration. And that was a real blow.
Was that because you put your eggs all in one basket? Was he one of your main client?
Looking back, maybe I was too trustworthy. And it's very difficult when you've got one particular customer giving you lots and lots of business. You keep taking and taking and taking. And I learned a lesson in that I got to know the team down there quite well, and I felt I trusted them, and I trusted the MD. And I think he took my trust one step too far.
Right.
So what it's taught me now is to be more cautious and careful, because in this industry, people do expect you to supply goods under some kind of credit, i.e. 30 days end of month, whatever, 30 days now. So it's really important now that you keep a tab on that.
So what do you do to overcome these and put a bit more security into your own kind of process? Do you have limited
I have particular set limits with all my clients.
Right.
Some clients get better terms than others, depending on what they spend. But what I have learned is it's not a problem going to one of your regular customers to say, look, please can you pay? Or can you pay quicker?
But you haven't employed a credit controller or somebody like this
No.
who chases the money for you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I retain control of that because it's me. This is a small business. It's me that knows what's going on. My finger's on the pulse. I'm here every day. I know who's spending what.
What are the other challenges that you came across in the growth of your business?
Well, I think every day is a challenge. I've had challenges understanding tax, understanding getting a website created. Many smaller challenges really along the way. And I think every day there's a challenge.
And how do you overcome these things?
I tackle challenges head on. And sometimes when you work by yourself, it can be difficult to draw input from other people because there's no one really around to ask. So it's important when you get a challenge to actually sit back, take a deep breath, think about it before you actually do it. I think it was Brad Burton that said in one of his speeches recently that you make bad decisions when you're under stress. So when a situation arises, what I've learned is to take a step back, think about your actions, de-stress, because you make a better decision on moving forward when you're not stressed.
So fast forward then, in your business, you've reached a point where you then came to look at other businesses as well.
A friend of a friend owns a factory in Italy, in northern Italy, in a town called Verona. And this isn't electronics related, but this particular friend, the business manufactures air products, and in particular they manufacture spray guns for the paint industry, and a lot of that goes into the automotive industry. These are professional spray guns, which are sold all over the world, but manufactured 100% in Italy. And they'd never really been able to capture the UK market. So we got talking, and I felt that adapting a distribution policy, for example, appointing a distributor in the UK.
And you are the sole distributor in the UK?
No, I actually am the agent. I'm the factory agent. But we found a distributor right in the centre of England. Who have got an excellent range of products within what this particular business does. And we now hold stock at that distributor, and you can buy those spray guns online. So what we've done is we've challenged all our effort into one distributor. We supply all our stock into that distributor in the UK, and then they sell out. In actual fact, they sell out around the world. And they use social media. As well as their website, they use social media for selling their products, and they're hugely popular now. So we've grown that business in the UK. That's this year probably going to turn over around 300,000 euros.
And you started that from scratch?
So we started that from scratch, and that's been running now for almost 3 years. So we've taken quite a nice slice of the market on spray guns, and we're actually growing that at the moment. And it's the distributor's job to ship the products, to service the customer, to collect the payment, to send the spray gun and answer any technical queries. And that's what I do now from here, is I oversee that activity.
I see. And will you keep it at one distributor in the UK, or will you expand that as well?
At the moment we're looking to keep one distributor, because as they're growing, we're growing with them. We have an excellent relationship, although I am always conscious that maybe you shouldn't have all your eggs in one basket.
Well, you said that earlier, didn't you?
Exactly,
So,
But the way it's geared up at the moment, the spray gun manufacturer in Italy, they're not a huge company themselves, and I think we all seem to be quite happy the way it's going. Although obviously we monitor, but the distributor themselves are growing with us year on year, and we have a very, very good reputation.
And is the company in the factory in Italy working at capacity?
Almost, almost capacity.
So if you would add more distributor to the network, they would probably go, whoa.
It could saturate.
Okay,
yes.
Okay.
But at the moment, we're able to fulfill our orders. Our manufacturing lead time is around 3 to 4 weeks. So we ship once a month from Verona to Derby by road. It takes about a week. And normally there's 2 or 3 pallets of spray guns of different types. Plus we're also working with the distributor about new products, new innovations, and we've recently relaunched one of the products. With some technical improvements.
So he makes suggestions to the product and says, look, this is not really quite what people want. Oh, and the factory listens? And
the factory listens. And we've recently developed, or we've done a modification to a product which is now exclusive to the distributor. You can only buy this product through this distributor. Which has seen a real good increase in sales.
So what was next?
I joined the FSB as a member. And a couple of years ago, I noticed that they were looking for some business advisors, membership advisors in the particular regions, and under a freelance basis. So I decided to take on that challenge, and I found it inspiring because it gets me out, meeting people like us, and telling them about FSB
and how they can be of benefit to other business owners.
Exactly, yeah.
So looking back over your long career of being, a business owner, is there anything that sticks out as an absolute highlight to you? A big achievement you're really proud of? Anything?
Yeah, I would say there was the first year I achieved, the first particular year I achieved a major turnover. Where I hit a turnover of just over £500,000, and I did it single-handed. Just by yourself? No employees, nobody? No. I've since learned that you can actually still have a good year, even if you don't hit huge turnover. It's more about the profit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what I did learn, it's important to make sure the profit margin is acceptable, and always be looking to grow the profit margin. Because the turnover is vanity.
Exactly.
The profit margin
is sanity. Absolutely. Absolutely. So what's the next big thing for you then? What's on your agenda then?
Well, this year has brought some really big changes in the electronics industry. The market does tend to vary every 3 or 4 years.
And what are the changes?
The changes are due to supply and demand. We are in a situation now where the demand of electronic components is so high that the manufacturers can't keep pace with producing products.
Oh wow, okay.
Now this has led to global shortages on many different types of components. Things like capacitors, resistors, diodes, transistors.
They can't produce them fast enough?
They can't produce them fast enough. So we're seeing, in some cases, lead times of over a year.
Jesus.
Over 52 weeks being quoted.
But that also lends to an opportunity, right?
That does lend to an opportunity. So if you're a small business and you're flexible and you're prepared to shop around, spend hours searching, looking, and you've got good suppliers, because that's the key, there is an opportunity to supply that demand. It's not easy. You have to work harder. But the rewards are there. Because you find that the bigger companies start looking for smaller suppliers that can help them. They know they can't rely on the big global supply companies. They have to go to another level.
They're reaching out to a lower level.
Reaching out to a lower level. So for me and companies like myself, it's a good time if you can find those components, or indeed if you've got some stock.
Or if you are in a manufacturing business. Looking at maybe producing those components. That's good. Excellent. Okay. Well, Mark, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and thanks for sharing it.
Thank you.
And for you guys out there, there's some good learnings there again. And one of them obviously was a Brad Burton one that Mark mentioned, which is, don't make hasty decisions under stress. step back a moment and then think about your next actions. And the other one obviously is if you are in a manufacturing business for electronic components, there's some interesting stuff coming up for you. So thank you very much, and I'll speak to you next time. Bye bye. Thank you.